How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Fata Morgana Reincarnation, where the beast is back, or at least what's part of him is still around. Now, Pauline has made the unfortunate mistake of sneaking into the bed with him, and he's worried that he's going to fully succumb. So I think we're going to see the culmination of this, and I'm going to hope for the best. But we'll have to see. But yeah, last week was pretty intense. It was very heavy stuff. So I imagine it's gonna be about the same. Buckle up. And let's try and make it through here without too much pain. Yeah. Alright, guys. Let's jump into this and see how it goes. In my dreams, I'm drenched in fresh red blood. People dying all around me. Everyone dying. No, not simply dying. I'm killing them. A man begs me to spare his life, so I sever his head. A woman implores me that she's with child, so I disembowel her. A man invokes the name of his god, so I tell him that I know no such deity. And the pile of corpses grows. Arms and legs, heads and torsos, entrails and brains. It's all there. It's everywhere. In my shadow stands a maid with vacant eyes. I repeatedly try to kill her, but she won't die, so I keep her. I like how it's actually like the art from the original game, too. Grinning, I order the maid to take the body and make a meal of it. She does as I demand, serving me a human meat soup. The maid always wears a smile, but her madness can never compare to mine. I cackle uncontrollably, howl like a wild beast.
それだけでよろしいのですか、旦那様。私の獅子を切り落とさなくてよろしいのですか。胸元だけでなく、顔を、首を、腹を、ありとあらゆるところを貫いたらいかがです。そうしたら、私、死ねるかもしれません。嫌だ。そんな奇妙なものを見るような目をして。
A man who isn't a man, a woman who isn't herself, imprisoned together in a dark, decrepit mansion. I believe the woman to be the witch, but the witch is elsewhere, looking down on me.
あなたがずっと昔から獣であり、誰も救えない存在であると、奪うことしかできない存在であると、きちんと思い出して。そして、
The voice actor they got for her is so good.
苦しめ、苦しめ、苦しめ、苦しめ、苦しめ、苦しめ。
The witch is right. I've always been enamored with death, with killing. My hands are only capable of taking, not offering. I'm a monster. My lust for blood will always overwhelm my affection I manage to muster. That's the simple truth. Look at all the blood I've spilled. Look at me, cackling as I sit upon the mountain of bodies. Oh, Pauline, what are you doing there? You can't see me like this. Not while I'm a beast, driven by nothing but a primal instinct. Stay back, or I might end up killing you too. Though, to tell the truth, I've always wanted to kill you. But you with your chains, you're bringing tranquility to my world. You're the one who can keep me tethered to the ground. And I can only imagine how incredible a release it would be to tear them off. I need you to live for me, and I long to kill you more than anyone else. But this is a dream. I have nothing to lose by indulging my desires. Oh no. Oh no. It's not real, so I have no need for a tether. It's not real, so I can do whatever I please. This is the one place I don't have to hold myself back. Pauline.
No. Pauline. お前はどんな声で泣き、どんな死に顔を晒してくれるんだ。
Oh no. Please, no.
ずっと苦しかったんだ。クズを痛めつけたところで何の足しにもならない。少しだけ気が晴れるだけで。
Oh boy.
本当に欲しいのは、俺に大切なものを与えた人間の絶望なんだ。
So this one's not getting monetized, and I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm glad I put a little heads up about how this is not gonna be a fun episode. Oh boy. Pauline's neck was even slighter than I'd imagined. Leaning in slightly would likely be all it would take to snap it. I could feel her pulse on the palm of my hand. I could feel every gasp and grunt she forced out of my arms, my chest, my face. A wave of ecstasy surged up within me. Dream or not, I was strangling her. At long last, I was squeezing the life out of her. At long last? Something told me this wasn't the first time I'd heard Pauline's dying gasps.
あいつは、ポーリーンは俺を信じて探しに来たのだろう。俺みたいな男を信じてしまったのだろう。
It's a part of his fragment of humanity.
それ、俺が殺めてしまうというのならば、変えねばならぬ。俺がそうしなければならない。来世、変え。死ぬときは、それを誓って死のう。
A fragment of a memory, a vow exchanged long ago. The pieces were too vague to see who or where it was, or if it was even a memory or something that actually occurred. But what did it matter? Why would I uphold a vow I knew nothing about in a dream? For years I'd held back, fought the urges, kept my word. It didn't even matter if it was the first or third time I'd killed her. This was a dream. I was going to do as I pleased. That was the whole reason I was having the dream in the first... This was a dream? This indescribable, lifelike sensation was a dream? These incomparably vivid cries were a dream? No. No, they weren't.
これは夢じゃない。ポーリー!
The fog of my dream rapidly receded and my narrowed vision filled out. Pauline was splayed out limply beneath me. For a brief moment, I questioned what she was doing in my room, but quickly discarded the thought of it as unimportant. Did I actually kill Pauline?
Pauline! Oi! Pauline! しっかりしろ! 息は?
I put a hand on her chest and my ear to her lip, but nothing. She wasn't breathing.
嘘だろ。そんな。俺は、お前には手をかけまいと。Pauline!
I shook her by the shoulders, I slapped her cheeks, but nothing brought the light back to her eyes. I shouted her name, I shook her some more, I smacked her again, and repeated the cycle who knows how many times, but it got no more action out of her than a mannequin.
Pauline! 頼む! 息を吹き返してくれ! Pauline!
Out of the other ideas, but desperate to do something, I started performing CPR. I had no idea if I was doing it correctly, or if I was given the right thing to do in this situation. For as many ways as I could devise to kill a man, I was clueless about how to save one. But I couldn't just sit around and do nothing. Hands that only ever brought pain were now trying to reverse it. Fingers that only knew the taste of blood now sought to imbue it. And I was painfully aware of the irony when these same hands had squeezed the life out of her in the first place. I blew air into her dozens of times, but Pauline's body remained limp. Sweat dripped off my forehead onto her ghostly white cheeks. You call 911, but anyway. With each new attempt to resuscitate her, the bed beneath us creaked like a screeching banshee. Pauline. Pauline. I shouted her name. I pressed the heel of my hand into her breast and I blew into her mouth. I had to be going in circles for who knows how long, but her eyes remained murky and gray. Her mouth hung faintly open, but no sound slipped through her lips, neither her voice calling my name nor the whisper of her breath. This was the moment I had so dearly longed for, yet all I felt was maddening despair. I had destroyed her once again. I'd killed her, yet again. I'd failed to uphold my vow, failed to protect the one person I needed most. The one person who should have lived. This was proof I would never change, that I would always be a savage, bloodthirsty beast. No, even beast was too good for me. I was no more than a lowly fiend. It didn't matter how many times you gave me. I would always travel down the same path. I should have distanced myself from her before it reached this point, pushed her away. At least then she'd be able to live in peace as she wished. I should have never let her in. Holy crap. Is it actually going down this route? I thought they'd have like an ending. Oh my gosh, okay. And when I reached the deepest depths of my thoughts, Pauline's throat spasmed. My eyes went wide and the next second, she took a huge breath. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. A glimmer had begun to return to her eyes.
Pauline!
私、何が、雪まさ、そっか、私、よかった。正気に戻ったんだね。
She really going to like be okay?
ほっとしたよ。
ポーリー、すまない。痛い思いをさせてしまって、本当にすまない。
でも、ほら、生きているし、大丈夫だよ。
I don't want them to be together. This is like really, really disturbing. That she's like just fine with this. How is anything okay? She'd been a mere moments from death. I'd pushed her there. How could she be smiling at me like this when I just strangled her? Why did she not berate me? Where did all the overwhelming gentle warmth in her eyes come from? Pauline took a few minutes to catch her breath and collected herself, for which I sat and waited in silence. The only sound in the night was the rhythmic ticking of the second hand. She didn't make eye contact with me, and I obviously couldn't look her in the eye, so time simply flowed like molasses between us. After what felt like forever, she let out a strained, "I'm all right now." I nodded, and then I turned to her and handed her my phone.
警察を呼んでくれ。そして俺を突き出せ。俺はお前に何を言われても事実だと認める。
You really probably should. Her eyes went wide, but the confusion only lasted a few seconds and her face quickly twisted into a grimace. She wasn't a child. She knew good and well what I had done. That I had attempted to murder her. We were assailant and victim.
その前に、ちゃんと聞かせてほしいな。あなたのことを。私、ちゃんと知りたいの。
俺に殺されかけたのに話がしたいって。お前、正気か？
そうだよ。だって納得したいもの。私を嫌いで殺したかったっていうなら話は別だけど、そうじゃないんだよね。
There was no better reason. I could claim I simply panicked, but I did went far beyond a reasonable definition of panic. And even though I did believe it was a dream in the moment, my desire to kill her was no less sincere for it. Nothing I could say could possibly justify or explain my actions away.
私ね、安心がしたいわけじゃないの。私にとって都合のいい理由が欲しいんじゃないの。本当のあなたのことを知りたいの。
Her words cut off my train of thought. It was beginning to sound like she knew that the man I was around her was a mere facade. She looked me straight in the eyes. Her gaze was unflinching, determined. Are you serious? Do you really want to see what lies beneath the mask? Are you really prepared to cross that line?
大丈夫。覚悟はできているつもりだよ。だから、教えて。
Oh, fun. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Are you absolutely sure about this, Pauline? Are you sure you want to shatter the illusion of me being a respectful boyfriend?
そうか。わかった。それなら、俺も腹をくくって、何もかも洗いざらいに、俺の醜い本質のすべてを。
Oh boy. And so I laid everything out for her, the nature and extent of my desires. That I had been deeply enamored with others' pain since I was a child. That anyone I interacted with, I was constantly imagining them dying. That I had not yet killed anyone, but I'd done everything short of it. I told her where I'd been this evening, and that it was something I did regularly. And finally, I confessed to fantasizing about killing her too. She sat and listened quietly the entire time. Her only reaction was to occasionally grimace. My whole life, I'd reveled in causing others pain. But seeing her so emotionally devastated, I felt a pang of regret for the first time in my life.
だから、お前は俺を通報するべきなんだ。殺人はかろうじて犯していないものの、このままではいつそうなるかわからん。それに、暴行罪なら腐るほどある。牢獄にぶち込まれる条件は揃っているんだ。ポーリン、すまなかった。苦しみを与えてしまったことも、それから、俺のような人間に付き合わせてしまったことも。お前は、俺ではなく、まともな男と寄り添うべきだ。お前は普通の女だ。それが一番。お前の手では通報できないというのなら、俺は自首する。
ダメだよ。
I don't like it.
通報もしないし、自首をするのもダメ。
しかし、それだと。
どうして今まで自首しようなんて思わなかったのに、今になってそんな決断をしたの？私を殺しかけたから？あなたにとって、私って結構、大切な存在だったんだ。
I really don't like this. I must stress, I don't like this. It's like Stockholm Syndrome to an extreme.
言っただろう。俺はお前のことが大切だと。そばにいると、俺は自分が異常者であることを忘れられる。ただ、
言って。大丈夫だよ。私ちゃんと聞くから。本当のこと知ろうとするから。
俺がお前に抱いているのは、お前と同じ感情ではない。つまり、愛ではないんだ。自分の欲望を抑えるための鎖で。言ってしまえば、自分のために、全部が、俺自身の勝手なエゴでしかないんだ。
そっか。じゃあ、いつもは私に合わせてくれていただけだったんだね。
Her response was surprisingly cool-headed, considering I just explicitly told her I didn't love her. But the smile she wore appeared to be on the verge of tears.
だから、 お前は俺を見放していい。俺はお前を幸せにできないし、お前も俺のところでは幸せになれない。
あのね、私だってエゴだと思うんだ。あなたのことを好きだって思うこの気持ちって。だってあなたを思うと私が嬉しいからそうしているだけなんだもの。私が勝手にあなたのことを好きなの。そりゃ愛じゃないって言われてちょっとは悲しいよ。そっか、あれって全部演技だったんだって。でも悲しいけどそんなに辛くはないの。だって私が大切な存在っていうのは事実なんでしょ。同じ感情じゃなくたって無関心じゃないならずっといいよ。
お前は何を言っているんだ。俺は自分が犯罪者だと告白したんだぞ。
Is it sad I'm for once on the side of Yukimasa? Hello? Dude, Pauline! What are you doing?
お前は俺を嫌うべきだし、もう見放すべきなんだ。
そんなのできればそうしたいよ。でもできないんだもん。仕方ないでしょ。
I let out a gasp at her sudden outburst. No, it probably wasn't sudden, it was just acting collected and could no longer keep it up. How could I blame her? If anything, her reaction was still restrained for everything I'd done.
さっきから何度も嫌いになろうって努力した。でも全然できないの。見捨てたいのに見捨てられないの。あなたがやったことは分かってる。でも警察になんて出せないし言ってほしくもない。私だってすっごく悩んで困ってるんだよ。割り切れるような簡単な感情じゃないの。たった2ヶ月しか付き合っていないはずなのに、どうしてなの？自分が一番わからないよ。
ポーリン、すまない。
Surely there was something more appropriate I could say to her. But a trite, uninspired I'm sorry was the best I could manage. She put her head in her hands and sobbed. And then, after some time, she looked up, wrapped her arms around me, and squeezed.
私、考えたんだけど、あなたは喜びの感覚がずれているんだよね。
Understatement of the century!
例えばね、私がワンちゃんを見て可愛いなって思ったり、素敵なお洋服を見てわーって喜んだり、そういう物事に対して嬉しいって思う気持ちが、あなたは人を傷つけることに向かっているんだよね。
そういうことになるな。お前の例え話だと途端に緩い内容に聞こえてしまうが。
ごめん。でもわかりやすいかと思って。それって考えたらすごく辛いことだから。社会が認めてくれないことをどうしても欲しがってしまう。そんな人が望みを叶えながら生きられる世界なんて。
But there's a good reason that we decided that's not okay.
一線を越えてしまうか、ずっと耐え続けるか。人の社会で生き続ける限り、その二択しかない。耐えながら生きていくのは辛いし、苦しいし、大変だよ。好きなことも隠し続けなければいけないし。だから、そう思ったら、あなたのことがかわいそうになったの。
よせ。俺に同情してどうする？哀れむのは俺に対してじゃないだろう。俺に傷つけられてきた多くの人間の方だ。
そうだね。 普通の人はそう。あなたは全ての加害者で恨まれる存在。憐れみを受けるのは被害者の人たち。あなたのことが世に知られたらみんなそう思うわ。でも、だからこそ、全員があなたを怖がって嫌うからこそ。
Yeah, for good reason.
私だけは、あなたのことを辛かったのねって言いたいの。私だけは、あなたを受け止めてあげたいの。
But you can do that while he's in prison, you know, serving sentence for the stuff he's done.
おかしな女だ。普通の女だと思い続けてきたが、お前も相当。頭のネジが飛んでいるよ。
A freaking men.
そうかもね。ねえ、私、決めたことがあるの。聞いてくれる？おかしな女の、おかしな言葉だけど。私、やっぱりあなたから離れない。見放すこともしないし、あなたのことを好きなままでいる。だからね。もし誰かを殺したくなったら、真っ先に私を殺して。
What is wrong with you?
は？何を言っているんだ、ポーリン。
だって、もうあなたに誰かを傷つけてほしくないし、それに、誰かを殺してしまって警察に捕まるあなたを見るくらいなら、自分が死んだ方がいいもの。
Alright, so the people who probably think this is okay are the same people who genuinely think a yandere would be fun to date. Absolutely not.
それでね、もし私を殺してしまったら、その後に自首をして。
お前、本気で言っているのか？
冗談でこんなこと言わないよ。ねえ、あなたの衝動を止める鎖って私なんでしょ？
She's saying, like, essentially she's saying, look, if you're gonna kill someone, kill me, and then turn yourself in so you don't kill anyone else.
それは、そうだが。
だったら、その鎖の力にかけるわ。って、今夜は早々に終わりそうになっちゃったんだけどね。
Yeah.
鎖を失ってしまったら、あなたはもう落ちるしかない。だから私は、あなたの最初で最後の鎖になりたいんだ。私の他に、鎖を作ってはダメ。
お前は、本当に、俺がどんな人間なのか分かった上で、俺と一緒にいるというのか。
だって仕方ないじゃない。どうやったって、あなたのことを嫌いになれないんだもの。きっと、私にもあるんだよ。どうしても断ち切ることのできない恋心っていう鎖が。私は彼のことを咎めないことにした。彼がしてきたことも分かった上でそうしたのだから。
What is wrong
共
with you
犯者に
people?
もなってしまうんだと思う。
What's wrong with you?
それでも私はこうしたいって思った。傍から見たらバカなことをしているように見えるだろうし。
I don't have words for this.
実際に私だって不安がある。
Oh, so there is someone saying in there.
こうして心の内をさらけ出してお互いに理解し合ったことで希望も少し見えたけれど、果たしてこの状態があと何年続いてくれるのだろう。十数年、数十年、彼は欲望を抑え続けられるのだろうか。考えると不安な未来しか見えてこない。でも今は寄り添うことのできたこの瞬間を大切にしていきたい。
Utter madness.
これが私が自分で決めた生き方なのだから。
見て見て、キッチンを勝手に使ってベーコンエッグを作ってみたの。ちょっと焦げちゃったけど、味は問題ないと思う。
おはよう、ポーリン。
どうしたの？そんな変な顔をして。
いや、ひょっとして昨日のことは夢だったのかと思ってね。
夢じゃないよ。だからほら、早くシャワーを浴びてきて。あの後疲れて寝ちゃったけど、やっぱりその服は匂いがついてるし、良くないよ。
ああ、昨日俺が不良を半殺しにしたこともちゃんと覚えている。本当に夢じゃないのか。
I don't like this.
しかしだとしたら切り替えが早すぎないか。どうしてこんなに明るく振る舞えるんだ。
Dude, she's a nutcase like you, okay? Just roll with it, I suppose.
まあ暗い顔をされるよりずっといいが、ポーリーンが俺の本性を知った上で朝食を作っていると、日常的な光景がひどく奇妙に見えるな。そうか。じゃあお言葉に甘えてシャワーを浴びてこようかな。
あ、そうだ。あとね。
何かな。
私の前では普通の態度でいいんだよ。つまり、猫被らなくて平気ってこと。
お前がそれでいいならそうするが、外向きの顔を作らないと俺は全く笑わなくなる。
それくらい構わないって。だって雪政の本当の姿を知っているんだし、今更笑わないくらいなんなのって感じ。
Maybe you two should just move to Antarctica and just do whatever it is you do, but just away from everyone else.
それにぶっきらぼうでクールな雪政もかっこいいから好きだよ。
そうか。それはどうも。昨日殺されかけたというのに明るく振る舞えるとは。ひょっとして彼女は俺より異常なのでは。
I'm starting to think so. じゃ
あー、今日も暇。お昼なのに閑古鳥。何もしなくても金がもらえるなんてラッキーって最初は思ってたけど。いらっしゃいませー。ってなんだ、あんたたちか。なんだはないでしょ、なんだは。せっかく遊びに来たのにな。はいはい、彼氏同伴で大熱いことですね。今日もハムサンドをもらいに来たわけ？そうだよ。その前にコーヒーをもらって、ちょっと一休みもしたいけどね。窓際の席使っていい？どうぞどうぞ。窓際でもカウンターでもお好きなように。テーブルの上に立って脱ぎながら踊ってもいいよ。
Okay, Marie, calm down.
だから、なんでそういうこと言うのかな？彼氏の方だって彼女のストリップとか見たいと思わない？公衆の面前で脱ぎ出す彼女とか、ベッドの時とは違った意味で興奮するかもよ。マリーヤ！
いや、裸にはそこまで興味がそそられない。服は着たままでいい。
Okay.
それって男としてどうなの？もしかしてセンシティブな問題に触れちゃった感じ？
He's just being himself.
いや、機能不全は起こしていない。
そう。てか、なんか雰囲気変わった？前よりも硬い感じがするっていうか、喧嘩中ってことじゃないよね。喧嘩なんてしてないよ。
そうだな。むしろ今までで一番仲がいいかもしれない。
Okay.
へえ。雪政ね、猫をかぶるのやめたの。職場では相変わらず好青年を演じているみたいなんだけどね。
Oh gosh, they're both psychos.
そうなんだ。いや、確かになんか演じてそうって思ってたけど。
She's like, wait, I wasn't wrong?
ポーリンはそれでいいわけ？何か悪いところがある？ いや、まあ、あんたがそれでいいならいいや。
I will happily judge. I'm gonna be judging all the time about this one.
なんか、私が知らないうちに余計あいつらの関係がおかしくなっている気がする。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
一体何があったんだ？まあ、いいや。とりあえず、キッチン行こう。晴れてよかったね。今日はどうしよっか。前みたいにお散歩してもいいけど、映画を借りに行かない？
構わないが、どんな映画を見るつもりなんだ？
スプラッター映画とか。
Why?
それ、見たいのか？
全然見たくない。
She's a psycho.
私たちは、傍目から見たらどんなカップルに見えるんだろう。きっと、普通の仲の良さそうな男女に見えるよね。太陽の下を楽しそうに散歩することだってできるし、どこにでもいるカップルみたいにデートを楽しむことだってできる。でも、私たちが繋いだ手には、誰にも見えない鎖が絡まっているんだ。
Nope. Nope, 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 nope.
非科学的なものは大嫌いだ。説明のつけようのない奇跡にはからくりがつきまとうもので、蓋を開ければ勘違いやインチキがほとんどだ。
Interesting. Alright, we might play a little bit, because I'm going to see what this is.
運命だとかふざけた言葉を喜んで受け取るなんて滑稽の極みだ。そんなものを信じて一体何になる？自分が特別だとでも思いたいのか？
Is this Jacopo?
くだらない。そんなものは愚か者の思考だ。それがこの私の持論なのだ。だからこそ自分に体験したことのない記憶や感情が存在していることなど認めたくはなかった。
So we're looking at someone who's become very rational. Oh yeah, it's Jacopo.
見たこともないはずの小麦畑で知らないはずの少女に向けて何度も懇願する。行かないでほしいと願いながら名前を呼んでくれと。
Okay, we're going to go ahead and end here for today. I don't want what we just saw, tarnishing the return of Jacopo and his... I'm also not going to be too happy. If they actually have Morgana resurrected, get back together with Jacopo, I'm actually not going to be happy about that either. She don't deserve him. But that whole thing with Pauline... No. I don't like it at all. It's beyond even like cringy. It's like there are too many people who get caught in real like very physically and emotionally like disturbing and abusive relationships, and they are too hauntingly familiar with that setup. The idea and like this romanticization of this idea of like, oh well, I'm taming this beast, you know, like, oh, like his caring for me will keep him at bay, you know. It's only a little bit. He almost killed me once. It's fine though. It's okay. I accept him for who he is. Like that's so dangerous and it's so unhealthy. And there are people who use those types of like justifications and they weaponize them to make it so they can control people. That's what I don't like about it. For these two characters, I kind of get it. I understand what their history, what their past, and who they are. That's a compromise that makes sense. But it's so isolated to just these two. But it's terrifying to think that it's like based on what can be real dichotomy. I'm trying. I can't even think of the words. I'm so flummoxed here. The problem is there's too much of that in real life that's one-sided, or when someone can be convinced that it's okay, you know. That like Pauline's attitude could be romanticized. That's considered a happy ending for them. Like I don't know if Yukimasa should be able to get a happy ending, but like at the same time I also gotta sympathize because like there are people who are psychopaths who they deserve to be treated like people as long as they can like not go overboard with like their lack of inhibition, you know. so like it's a tough situation. It's a tough thing to like really wrap my head around. But like at the same time, it's like I find it like too risky. I don't know. Am I being a prude here? Maybe I'm being a prude, but like there's just something innately like I can't get behind. Like I'm normally all about like people live your lives, you know, be who you are, do what you want and all that stuff. But like there's a point where it's like directly damaging and taking away like life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, all these things, these basic inalienable human rights from others that I have to draw a line for, obviously. Like, it's not okay. And, like, Pauline's, like, she's in a way trying to say, like, oh, well, I'll keep him from doing the worst. But, like, at the same time, she's like, I don't know, like, is she going to support him if he goes out and starts beating up people again? Like, it's kind of implying that she would be okay with that. Like, that's not okay. It's like, I don't know, I very strongly am against what that messaging was all about. And I might be being prudish, maybe? Close-minded? But I feel like there's a line there that like shouldn't be crossed or even romanticized. Again, it's kind of like yanderes, you know, like people can like get all oohed and awed about a yandere, but like the concept, the real idea concept of a person who would love you so much that they literally would be willing to murder other people to keep you to themselves, that's not something I would ever consider should be romanticized. That's creepy and terrifying. It's like when it comes to like an unreal like story, it can be interesting to explore as a concept, right? But to actually want that in your life is not normal. And like, I think people could be conditioned to think it is okay, even on the baseline of like someone being physical, like being like, okay, so there's one thing when people like getting physical and having their fetishes and everything like in the bedroom and whatnot, but like there's got to be that limit, those safe words. There's got to be that like point where it's got to stay mutual. It has to be safe. Like I think we all understand that like even if we like to like flirt with danger when it comes to something like that, like there's still that barrier, you know. It's one thing to kind of be fascinated with a type of scenario. It's another when you genuinely want to just kill everybody around you. Like there's a point where like there's too far and like that shouldn't be entertained. Again, am I being a prude here? Maybe I'm the one in the wrong, but I don't feel like it. So we're going to stop here. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. This video, I don't think YouTube's going to like it, and that's okay. But just, I would love to know your input on this one, because I'm kind of flummoxing myself. You feel like it'd be a cut and dry black and white scenario, and like in part of my mind it is, but at the same time, like I can't accept the fact that things are always black and white. Like some issues feel black and white, but at the same time, like there's got to be people who do feel and have been in situations similar to this, and like, what am I going to tell those people that like they can't make those choices? Like if Pauline and Yukimasa were sitting in front of me and I had a chance to actually talk to them and they were real living people in the world today, like part of me thinks that Yukimasa should go to prison right away, you know? But like, am I allowed to then tell Pauline that she's being crazy and she should leave him alone and just deny her feelings, even though they're real, you know? Like, I don't know if I could take it that far, but I feel like I should. I don't know. I'm crazy. I don't know. I feel dirty now. I need to go like take a shower. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Hope you guys, well, I don't know if you enjoyed that episode, but I'd love to know your thoughts about that episode, because that was a doozy. Anyway, thank you so much, especially to the patrons who continue to support the channel. Hopefully you guys are continuing to share this adventure with me, and that you'll be here next week as we get to see what's happening to Jokopo and all that fun stuff. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully we'll hear from each and every one of you as much as you feel comfortable expressing yourself about this topic, and we can hopefully have a good discussion. Yay. Anyway, take care. Hope you have a great day, and until next video watching me, have to see me next. I'll see you there.